Yes, this is what Bobiwine, the strategist of the People Power movement that gave birth to National Unity Platform, His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, had to say about YouTube, of course UCC asking YouTube and Google to block our platforms. Let us go through all this together, the messages from different prominent influencers across the world. Of course, we are going to start with Bobiwine. I'm going to show you what the United States representative in Uganda have said, the European Union, and of course some lawyers and some other international figures. Of course, they have come out to speak about this. But let's first go through what Bobiwine has said. He said, a regime in panic, having engaged Ugandan media with all manner of repressive laws, raids, arrests, and intimidation, plus taxing social media. The regime now asks Google to block social media channels that support us or carry message of change. I hope all bloggers and other Ugandans who use social media to promote change are encouraged, knowing that their work has meaningful impact. We have been telling Ugandans about the power of the camera. The regime desperately realizes that these channels promote violence and other illegal activities. But in fact, the regime is scared by the number of people we have on social media. Of course, they would do anything to stop us from broadcasting our events live. Nothing, absolutely nothing will save Museveni from the fate of all despots. We are removing a dictator. That's the hashtag, just like you can see it here. He put, that's the trending hashtag actually. And then he attached the document, that was sent to to Google in the United States of America in California. Here it is. It is dated 9th December 2020. From Uganda Communications Commission. Violation of Uganda law through YouTube platform. You understand? So there it is, of course. And then this other page where they have been quoting the Constitution, and then the channels are here. TMO Online, Rumbuye Fred, Trending Channel UG, Uganda FA, Uganda News Updates, Ghetto TV, Busesa Media Updates, Uganda Mpya, Map Media TV, KK TV, Echoto TV, Namungo Media, JB Muwonge, Bobiwine. JB Muwonge is myself. They also want to take this one, but it's impossible, of course, just like I'm going to show you. Of course, that's the statement from our president, telling you that these people have taken over the mainstream media. You all know that NTV, NBS, BBS Telefina, Baba TV, they cannot give you the updates we give you, because they are going to be threatened, or they are always under threat that we are going to revoke your license, we are going to arrest your media teams and all that kind of thing. They are already threatened, so they will never speak out the way we do. They will never broadcast the way we do, because they are being governed by a commission. But for us, we are independent media platforms. Actually, these are private. Now, like this channel you are listening to or you are watching this video from, it's a private kind of platform. It's only YouTube that can block me when I violate the laws of YouTube. When I go against the community standards of YouTube, then YouTube can block me. But I'm not registered with the UCC, because I don't need to register with the UCC. I'm not a TV station. I don't have a Milongo. I don't have anything. You understand? So mainstream media, just like Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has said, have engaged Ugandan media with all manner of repressive laws. Kati basazeewo ate batuzoganye bawandikidde Google mbwetu blocking, bateekawo omusolo, bateekawo social media taxi, nga bagezaako kukola kulemesa abantu ku spreading a message, ne lwaki abantu basigadde ba spreading a message, because they are desperate for change. You understand? People are very charged up for change. Everyone is politically charged. Why? They have been lied to for the past 35 years, and they can do anything to make sure that they get out of this mess. So Kyagulanyi Ssentamu bw'ati bw'agambye. Of course, before we go any further, let me first read for you this article found from that is Nairo Post. Yeah, of course, NBS. Now it says Uganda Communications Commission (UCC) have empowered Google to block access to Ghetto TV, an online channel, and the 13 NUP National Inter-Platform Learning online channels. Of course, I've given you the names of the channels. In a letter dated 9th 2020, UCC sent to the CEO of Google in the USA, the communications regulator noted that these channels violate the Ugandan law using YouTube. The commission is in receipt of complaints from stakeholders, including the Minister of Internal Affairs as chairperson of the National Security Council, the Uganda Police Force, and has also observed that communication services, platforms, and networks, including YouTube, are being used to publish, disseminate, and/or broadcast content that contrary to Uganda Communications Act of 2013 and Regulation 82 of Uganda Communications Content Regulation 2019. The letter reads in part. So the channels that were highlighted at TMO Online Rumbio Fred, yeah, those are the channels I told you, and including, of course, myself, JB Muwonge, Ugandan PR, Choto, and all others. UCC said that this misrepresent information, views, facts, and events in a manner likely to mislead and incite violence against sections of the public on account of their tribe and political opinions. That is wrong. That is absolutely wrong. You understand? Okay, let me first finish this. According to Section 27 of the Content Regulation Act, one will not broadcast in Uganda without broadcasting license issued by UCC, and a person who contravenes this commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 25 currency points or imprisonment not exceeding 1 year or both. UCC said that the listed accounts do not hold licenses and are violating the law using YouTube. Wherefore, as the regulator of the communications sector in Uganda, and in accordance with the Section Z, those are the listed Section Z of the Uganda Communications Act 2013, the Commission hereby implores Google to block access to the following accounts, UCC stated in the letter. Can you imagine? So, earlier this year, UCC directed all online content providers to register with the regulator without fail. A number of content providers, however, undermined the directive and continued to operate unregulated. So, I would stop there. But there is something I want you to understand about this. First of all, this was a silly move. I'll call it a silly move. Why? Because you cannot direct Google to block us, to block accounts, or to block channels that are related to NUP that support Bobiwine, because you don't like what they post, because for you think what they post incites violence and all that kind of thing. So now I'm speaking, am I inciting violence? But I can tell you they don't like what we say. So now they talked about the issue of licenses. Let me tell you one thing, guys. Take an example, a comrade like Kapalaga Baby, who is in Boston, and he records himself using his smartphone, and then he uploads that video on his Facebook page. He's a Ugandan, and then later on his YouTube channel. So, of course, the consumers of that content are Ugandans, we Ugandans. So, do you want that person to have a license? That's why these people are just joking. They don't know what they are doing. They don't know. This is wrong. YouTube and Facebook, they don't operate from orders from above. That's not how they operate. YouTube and Facebook, they have laws that govern these platforms, and whoever signs up to use these platforms, that person has to comply with these regulations as well. Once you break them, you are going to be blocked. But if these people think they are going to instruct Facebook, instruct YouTube to block these pages, I think it's not going to work out. It can never work out. I'm going to show you other prominent like Alphonse Lopez Tena, like Rachel Akidi, like Bloomberg Asia, like Bloomberg Politics, like EU Mission in Uganda, and Nokara Supio. They have all come out and, of course, Bloomberg Africa bonna bavuddeyo ne babeerako kiboogera ku nsonga eno. Ensonga egonze viral nnyo okitegeera. There are 14 platforms, all of them support Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. All of them support Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. So should we start with the Bloomberg? Let me see. Uganda seeks to block YouTube accounts linked to Popstar, and this is their website. Of course, Uganda asked Google to block at least 14 YouTube accounts linked to country's main challenger in the next month's election for sensational holders. Holders of these accounts are operating illegally and should be suspended until they obtain a license and adhere to broadcasting standards. Now, yeah, this is what they wrote as well. I've got quoting from what the UCC wrote. The regulator is seeking to enforce the law, and it is just a coincidence that the affected accounts are linked to a pop star, Bobiwine. Weiser said authorities have blamed the broadcasters for inciting deadly protests last month, backed off by the arrest of Wine for allegedly breaching COVID-related restrictions by holding mass rallies. Now, this is where I don't get it. So, are these platforms the ones who have guns that shot people? I don't know how to even translate this into reality, because it is practically impossible. You understand? Broadcasting live updates uncut, it's not a crime. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. Broadcasting uncut events, especially those that violate human rights, it's not a crime. They don't want the camera. They don't want the camera. Bagala bakole ebintu bino nga tewali camera, which is not right. So we continue with this is the Bloomberg.com. Wine, whose real name is Robert Kyagulanyi, has repeatedly criticized the long-time President Yoweri Museveni for failing to tackle corruption and unemployment and the government's human rights record. He has been arrested several times in the last 2 years on various charges, including treason. Museveni, 76, who took power after a 5-year guerrilla war, became eligible to seek re-election after lawmakers, most of whom are his supporters, abolished the upper age limit of 75 for a presidential. What they forgot is that he came to power in 1986. What a shame. So that's what Bloomberg had to say about this. Now, going on to of course, this is Bloomberg Africa on the same issue that Uganda asks Google to block at least 14 YouTube accounts linked to the country's main challenger in the next month's election. And then Samira Swalani, let me first click. She's a freelancer journalist, writer, columnist, analyst on East Africa, eye on the rest of the continent. Also have fashion, fitness, and fiction. So that is Shamila. This is what she said. She said Uganda Communication Commission has written to Google to block access to YouTube accounts, including channels affiliated with the NUP party, for which Bobiwine is a presidential candidate. She also attached those that document. There it is. Yeah, there it is with all the channels. So that's what she said as well. Someone else, Alphonse Lopez Tena, did the same thing, quoting Bloomberg.com. Uganda's dictator Museveni asked Google to block at least 14 YouTube accounts linked to a country's main challenger in the next month's election. This is absurd, man. You see how news can spread. See how news can spread at a very terrible speed. See how news can spread at a very terrible speed. Another person. Actually, this is the EU in Uganda, the official account of the delegation of the European Union to Uganda. This is what it had to say about this. Where is that tweet? Where did I put it? Okay, let me get it here. EU. Yeah, it said, we are concerned by the recent reports of increased restrictions on media and civil society in Uganda. We emphasize the important role that civil society and media play in developing democracy and protecting human rights, especially in this very special election. campaigning period. You understand? That's what they had to say, that they are concerned by the recent reports of increased restitution. Of course, remember when Chagulanyi Sentamu Robert, the president of the National Unity Platform, Bobiwine, was heading to Alebotong, and then from there he was supposed to go to Otuke district. He had first had his rally in Okole district, that is in northern Uganda. He was blocked for more than 12 hours without the police and other security units giving him reason. Of course, they blocked him well armed with all tools of violence and explosives, sound bombs, tear gas, and all that kind of thing. By around midnight to 1 a.m., the police came in big number. They deployed more people, and they started beating journalists, arresting people who were capturing live broadcasts, who were showing the world what was going on. So who was on the wrong side of this story? Is it the media, Bobiwine? Or because if it was Bobiwine, they would have arrested him, but they did not. He asked them, if I'm committing a crime, arrest me, but don't block me. So they blocked him from proceeding to Alebotong and then Otuke, but they did not give any reason. So these are some of the events that they don't want the cameras to capture, and that's why they want these channels to be blocked. Do you understand? It is absurd. So that's what the European Union in Uganda say. They are concerned and they are aware, and they emphasize the important role that the civil society and media play in developing democracy and protecting human rights, especially in this in this very special election campaign period. Those are the people. And now when we go to these other people, EU mission, is it EU mission? Yeah, EU mission Uganda. It also came out, and but before we go to that, there is this city lawyer, Uganda human rights attorney, that is Nicholas Opio. He also, actually, for him, he said, at the Silicon Valley tech giants, Google and Facebook must disregard the letters from the Ugandan authorities through UCC official, as they are manifestly partisan and intended to curtail legitimate politician campaigns. They have no court order and haven't sought it. Due process circumvented. Na ina akuterawo attachment sezo zonna. Ayongeddeko nakugamba that as someone who has acted for Facebook in the TVO case in Ireland, I can confirm that the sites cited in the UCC official letter haven't violated any community standards or haven't been found by a court of law to have done so. The letter is thus a fuse over nothing but prejudice. He also put those attachments there, including the channels being mentioned. Moving on, he said, in the coming days, I will be writing to the tech giants Facebook and Google about this letter from UCC official, urging them to disregard it for lack of premise, abuse of due process, and the curtailment of human rights in the context of political campaigns. So that was the city lawyer, human rights attorney, Nicholas Opio. Bloomberg Politics also made a comment on this. I don't know whether I'll get it quick. Let me see whether I'll get it quickly. Oh my goodness, come on. Yeah, here it is. It said Uganda asks Google to block at least 14 YouTube accounts linked to the main challenger in the next month's election. They were quoting the other article I read for you from Bloomberg.com. Which other people? Yeah, Bloomberg Asia also did the same thing. Will I see that for Bloomberg Asia? Let me see. I think it's too far. I think it is too far. Okay, let's leave that. Oh no, it's here. It says Uganda asks Google to block at least 14 YouTube accounts linked to the same thing. All right. Rachel Akidi, of course, is she's part of BBC. This is what she said. Uganda Communications Commission implores Google to block access to some YouTube accounts and stop aiding and abetting any further breach of regulatory laws of Uganda. The accounts include several citizen journalism accounts plus Bobiwine linked accounts. Most of these accounts actually are linked to Bobiwine. Yes, because the message we spread is for Bobiwine. Yes. Bobiwine. Yes. The president of the National Platform, the strategist of the People Power Movement. A movement that has gained much traction, especially in younger Ugandans. Yes, we want change, man. We want change. For the past 35 years, all we see is the same story. We can't keep on reading the same chapter over and over again. We are a younger generation. Over 80% of us are below the age of 35. And now a man of 85 years of age wants to secure our future. We are saying no. And we are trying our best to use such platforms to, raise our voices. But now they are asking YouTube to block these platforms. But it's not good. They're not going to be blocked. Yeah, they're not going to be blocked. Okay. Okay, that is that. Now, let us go into other kind of realities that I wanted us to go through. So, here's the thing. Guys, you all know, but I don't know even how to put this. All I can say is that you guys just know that Bobiwine is a very big threat to Museveni dictatorship. Is a very big and a serious threat to Museveni dictatorship. Yeah, just get to know that. And then, I don't know who advises these people, but all I can say, anyway, I just sympathize with these heads of governments. I don't know, because these heads of institutions like UCC and of course very many others, the things they do. Now look at this. Do they think that Google or Facebook works from orders from above? Museveni cannot just instruct UCC. He cannot just instruct Google or Facebook to block people's pages. And these are independent. These are personal accounts. It is not anywhere connected. You understand? It's not anywhere connected. All I can say, they want to commit atrocities when there is no camera watching. And it is impossible. Because this is a different generation. We believe in democracy, and we want to bring back the real democracy in this beautiful our country, Uganda, and it's going to happen. So don't forget that these people put social media tax. In order to access YouTube, in order to access Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, and all other social media platforms, you need to pay 200 shillings per day. In order to access 2 shillings, man, it's very expensive. I can tell you, in Uganda, very expensive. 200 shillings. Sente nyingi. Omuntu afuluma ewaka ng'agenze kunoonya 10 lwa kugula kilo ya sina kilo wabula kota ya kawunga. Kitegeera, afuluma ewaka ng'agenze kunoonya 10 kyokka teggo yagala mujjako 2. Izo sente mpitirivu nnyo. So that issue of social media tax, it did not work because people just continued using these platforms, sending a message of change through such platforms. Do you know why? All voices have been silenced. No one is allowed to access mainstream media. Tewali nomakkirizibwa genda ku TV kwogera bigambo ebyo. Bobiwine wagezaako genda ku sport, NTV the sport, nga bagaana. Wagezaako genda ku channel ngeno, luli yali ku NBS nga yogera ne bamusalako. Yali akyayogera we yali was it Hoima? Nerabite si Hoima. Jojo. Weerabikidde ku NTV. NBS. Yabadde akyayogera bw'ati. Ne basalako eddoboozi lye. N'ekifaananyi ne bakijjawo ne ngamba, Mukama Katonda wange, why? So, mainstream media is totally infiltrated. It's compromised. Whatever they are going to show you is they are going to edit those videos that they want you to feed on. Now, of course, they have highlighted those laws in the constitution, but there is what we call the human rights law. If anything highlighted from these media platforms is related to human rights, then it supersedes. Yes, it does, because human rights violation is a crime. Human rights violation is a crime. Bayinza ogamba nti oko ino kubeera ne license naye sebo oli waba akutte essimu ye n'akukwata ng'oli mu kutemako muntu mutwe n'akuexposinga, ekyo kiba kyetaagisa. You understand? Kiba kyetaagisa. Mwalaba ebyaliwo ku George wa America, omusajja yamuteekako vivi ku bulago n'amutta. Singa teyali kamera ebyo byonna tebyandibaddewo, tetwandibitegedde. Okitegeera, tewali n'omu yandibitegedde. Then the other thing, it is these people that came out with an idea of us having a scientific campaign, election, proposing that we should use social media to send out the message, and then they are the same people coming after our platforms. This is not fair. It's not fair at all. Nahinga choino okumanya, there is what we call operational locations. I've just given you an example of my brother, our friend, our comrade, who resides in the United States. I'm just giving an example. Kapalaga baby. Is in the United States. So how do you expect someone in the United States to come back to Uganda to have a license and then go back to the United States and then start broadcasting? It doesn't work. There is no way it can connect. Tibisobola kukola. Omuntu ali e Bulaya mu United States kugaye Kapalaga atula ku TV e bulungi oba atula ku simu ena recording na agenda live bulungi nnyo. Okitegeera. Fred Lunguye ali take katuyagala naye afuna ati license. Tibikwatagana. At least singa government yettake ye musabi license aho byande bade bikwatagana ne tebikwatagana. Okitegeera, tebikwatagana yadde n'omulundi n'ogumu. Tebikwatagana yadde tewali kigenda kukola. Platforms zigenda kusigalawo. Kyenyina okugamba tuyina YouTube channel ate empya endala bagiyita New Generation TV. Tugende tugisubscribingeko naye jjule. Mbasaba busabi n'obwembofu. I'm humbly asking you, we have another YouTube channel in the name New Generation TV. Let us go and subscribe to it. Let us go and subscribe to that channel. Let us also be very many there, just like we are very many here. Facebook and YouTube, they don't operate on orders of Museveni or orders from above. No, they don't. They have a limit. They don't. So that is that. That is that. Don't have any fear nti oba JB ate pages zamwe bagenda zigalawo nti ate bichi bagenda zigalawo. No, tekisoboka. Beera bisabwera bisaba bannange. Ine kino kiswaza n'okuswaza bannange, kiswaza. What I would maybe advise they naemba what advising kanjibawe omanyi fete tulina buzibu na muntu n'omu. What they should have done, they should have mobilized their people whom they, always tell us support them. They should open up Facebook accounts. They should open up YouTube channels and they start spreading their message. Do you understand? Just like they would do it for Bobiwine. Bagulewo channels zaabwe batandika okupromoting ekintu kyabwe, bagulewo Facebook platforms batandika okupromoting ekintu kyabwe. Twana mwagenda bagambako naye ate kati gwe okwagala okujja okugalawo buno bwaffe bwe twekoledde. So that is that. That's what I had for you today. And of course, the president is in the Western Uganda. Twebereremu. Did I forget to say anything? I don't think I did. That's all I had for you today. What I can say, fear not anything. Yeah. Nothing's going to happen to all these platforms. Nothing. I can tell you nothing. All I can say, please be serious with what you are doing. We always encourage you guys to share this message, to also do something. Whatever you can do, even if you have, it's a Twitter handle, Instagram account, Facebook account, use it to spread the message of change. It's not going to come on a silver platter. No. It's not going to come like that. bweti wejja mu bino ebizibu bye tuyitamu kitegeera bino bizibu byennyini nyini bye tuyitamu all right. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening to me. Ate katugende mu campaign trail. Yeah.